Anyway, want to thank the folks at the Wizards Bookstore in Jeffersonville, too, for giving us those. Go on over there and check them out. They got the book. They've got
other books,
all kinds
too.
Of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we're looking for the best Ayatollah joke of the morning. The person who comes up with it will get the book.
On this.
No, she's telling him. Okay, gentlemen, please.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, man.
What's wrong? What do we say? I don't understand.
What's your joke?
It's a knock-knock joke. I'll need some help.
You'll remember last time Indiana had just been reunited with its long-lost love.
So hard.
Yeah, that's all right, baby. And asked the clerk behind the counter for some Spanish fly. And the clerk replies, well, sir, it's against the law to sell Spanish fly. And the guy says, well, I know that, but I know you've got some behind the counter there. Listen, you got to do me a favor. I got 2 stewardesses coming over tonight, and I need something to get me going here for this. And the clerk says, well, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you some Spanish fly as long as you don't tell anybody where you got it. Man gets it, pays for it, takes it home. Comes back to drugstore. Next day, and the clerk is standing behind the counter, and the guy says, listen, I need some Bengay. And the clerk hands him a tube of Bengay and says, so how'd things go last night? And the guy says, well, I'll show you. Pulls his trousers down, exposes his man thing there to the clerk. Yeah.
Right there in the store. Huh?
It's
unbelievable.
It's all red and blistered and bloody, black and blue.
Open sores.
Looks horrible. The clerk, thanks, Troy, for painting. The clerk says, wow, you must have had a great time last night, but listen, you can't put Bengay on that. It'll set you on fire. The guy says, no, you don't understand. The Bengay's for my arm. They never showed up. Okay. Now that we've jeopardized our careers. Make sure you move your children, your old people, and your plants away from the radio for a few moments here, if you would. You have been warned.
What was that?
That's our gross out alert. Joke of the day. And, Don, tell them.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Please. Okay, here we go. Joke of the day. Fondling the old asylum organ.
There it is.
Lovingly. There is a friary run by a church, and it's in a neighborhood where there's homes and stuff around it. The friars do a lot of good things in the neighborhood, and they support themselves by selling flowers that they grow themselves. They have a little flower shop in the friary. Back behind the flower shop is a big garden where they grow the more exotic flowers and plants. And the problem is that there's some gigantic Venus flytrap looking things. And it seems that any neighborhood cat or dog that wanders back there disappears.
Wow.
The locals are starting to catch on and getting real upset. Finally, it had to happen. A local kid wanders back behind the friary, goes through the flowers into the garden, and you guessed it, doesn't come back. That is the final straw. The friars have got to go. So the people in the community band together. They write to 60 Minutes, no response. They write a letter to the Washington Post, no response. They call 2020. Finally, a response. In flies Hugh Downs. Comes into the friary, cameras rolling. He exposes the plants. People on national TV see these Venus flytrap things. And they are, of course, successful in running the friars out of town and closing their flower shop forever. Hugh Downs is given a key to the city, and a life-size statue of him is raised in the center of town with a plaque that reads, Hugh and only Hugh can prevent florist friars.
All that build-up for that?
Is that the worst damn joke you've ever heard in your life?
That's intended for mature audiences.
God. Hugh and only Hugh can prevent florist friars. Okay. We'll file this one. The old people, any plants away from the radio.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience.
Tell him
Parental discretion is advised.
Fondling the old asylum organ this morning, lovingly.
Our trademark.
Well tuned.
Time for the joke of the day. Here we go. Apparently, two cannibals in the jungle capture a missionary and decide, well, let's go ahead and have this guy for lunch. So they start eating him. One cannibal starts eating at the head, the other cannibal starts eating at the feet. After a couple of minutes, the guy at the head stops and looks down at his friend and says, well, how you like the meal? The other guy looks up and says, this is great. I'm having a ball. The other guy says, well, slow down. You're going too fast. Deaf.
Don't you understand that we're all going to jail? Not just you. Oh, my.
That's right. Move any small children, any old people, any plants away from the radio for a few moments here while we do the joke of the day.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
You have been warned.
It's important that that's there.
Fondling the old Asylum organ lovingly this morning. What
Do you
an
ever
organ it
fondle
is.
it in any way other than lovingly?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's hard to fondle an organ that big.
Casually.
Casually. This is dead serious here. All right, joke of the day. Do either of you gentlemen know what is the difference between Brussels sprouts and boogers?
Brussels sprouts and boogers.
What is the difference?
What is the difference between Brussels sprouts and boogers?
Why don't you take that one, Troy?
I don't know that one.
Kids won't eat Brussels sprouts.
That's grotesque.
It is. We have a new policy here on the Asylum. If you at home mail us a joke and we use it on the joke of the day, we'll send you an Asylum shirt for your joke. So if you have a joke you think could do it, something maybe better than the people and your plants out of the room. It's time for the joke of the day. This could be strong, folks, please.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
All right, here we go. This one was sent in from Susan Coleman, who gets an Asylum shirt for these. In fact, she sent us two. We'll do one today and one tomorrow. This is a good one. Susan Coleman, you have an Asylum shirt for this joke of the day. You folks at home, if you have a joke, mail it to us, P.O. Box 960-40201, Louisville. And if we use it, we'll get you the Asylum shirt. Gentlemen, are you all set?
Fire away. We are ready.
Let's go ahead and fondle the old Asylum organ.
Ooh.
And what an organ it is. Here we go. Do either of you gentlemen know what are the three sizes of condom?
The three sizes of condoms.
This comes to us from Susan Coleman. What are the three sizes of condom?
What are the three sizes of condoms?
We don't know.
Large, medium, and Caucasian.
I find that somewhat offensive.
It's got a
Personally offensive.
That bothers me.
That joke that bothers you. Deal with it, Scoop.
Mud video.
Move your old people and your plants out of the room.
You know what that means?
Time for the joke of the day, please. Your kids, your old people, your plants, get them away from the radio for a few moments.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Easy.
Oh,
You're going to wear yourself out.
fondling the old Asylum organ this morning. Here's our joke of the day.
Keyword there is old.
This one submitted.
It was a joke.
Yeah. This one submitted to us from Anita Salyers. Anita, thanks for the joke. We have an Asylum shirt coming for you.
A much coveted Asylum
That's
shirt.
right, the fashion statement of the 90s and beyond.
It is a collector's item.
If you would like one of those, all you have to do is send us a joke with your name. If we use your joke, you'll get the Asylum shirt. Here's our joke of the day. Let me fondle the organ just one more time.
Do we have to watch this?
A little boy and a little girl are arguing about who had the most stuff. Little boy says, I have a new bike. And she says, well, so do I. I have a new bike, too. Little boy says, I have a new swing set. Little girl says, I have one of those. I have one of those, too. Little boy drops his pants and says, well, I have one of these. Little girl gets mad, runs home. A few minutes, she comes back, lifts her skirt and says to the little boy, Well, my mom just said, as long as I have one of these, I can have as many of those as I want. Thank you, Anita. Move your plants, your children, your old people out of the room immediately. And your pets. Please, quick.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
It's time to fondle the old asylum organ.
Turn your head, Barry.
Lovingly.
And he's got a sore shoulder, too.
Is that a sore?
Speaking of... Speaking of Jimmy Swaggart. Okay.
I got a picture of that.
I'm not even going to honor that with a response. Here we go. Here's our joke of the day. What, gentlemen, is the difference between an epileptic cornhusker and a hooker? And a hooker with diarrhea.
Wow.
Oh, God.
What is the difference between an epileptic cornhusker and a hooker with diarrhea?
What is the difference between an epileptic cornhusker and a hooker with diarrhea?
Well, one shucks between fits.
His name is Ron Clay.
He's the guy with the beard.
He'll be waiting out front.
And
Just come by and throw the net over him.
we had to thank...
Don't take it anymore.
Has anyone heard about the suicidal dyslexic?
The suicidal dyslexic. No, I haven't.
He threw himself behind a bus.
They're outside.
This QMF. Kids out of the room.
Uh-oh.
It's time.
Warning! Gross out alert!
Oh, God. Get down.
Warning! Gross out alert! Gross out alert!
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Here we go. Here we go.
Is your shoulder better?
My shoulder's much better.
Okay.
Thank you very much for asking.
You look good.
He
How do you
fondled the organ much better today.
How do you make love to an ugly woman? We can't tell you the rest. We'll tell you that at Splash tonight. That's not our joke of the day. It'll be our joke of the night. Right now, however. Oh, God, that feels good. Fondling the asylum organ.
Do we have to watch this every morning?
Lovingly.
I did that the first thing when I came in this morning.
Today's joke of the day comes from Carol
Fondled
Crutcher.
his organ?
No.
Carol, can I do this? You
I'm
guys,
sorry,
Am
I'm
I
sorry.
interrupting something here or what?
Go ahead. Your show.
Carol Crutcher sent these jokes to us. Carol, you have an asylum shirt and our undying gratitude for these. And she gave us two. One kind of quick, so we'll use this as sort of a throwaway joke of the
A
day.
preliminary.
This is the warm-up joke.
Prelims.
What is the only difference between a woman and sushi?
Ooh. I'm not going to touch it.
Oh, God.
What is the only difference between... This is from Carol Crutcher.
Is her address on it?
It's a woman.
What is the only difference between a woman and sushi?
We don't know.
The rice.
We should point out right now that it was sent in by a woman.
Thank you, Carol, for jeopardizing my career. Okay, here's our joke of the day. That was just a preliminary warm-up joke. 3 little boys are walking to school and they're bragging about how tough their fathers are. You know how boys are.
No, fathers are.
No, but you do.
Little Joey says to his dad, or says to his friends, "My dad is so tough, he ate a whole chicken before dinner last night." And little Tommy, who couldn't be outdone by Joey, said that his father ate a whole turkey for supper. And the two of them turned to Bobby and asked what his father did, and Bobby very quietly states that, "My father ate a window shade." A window shade, they said. That's right, he ate a window shade. In fact, I heard him say to Mom, "Pull that window shade down and I'll eat it." Thank you, Carol, for that. Your asylum shirt is on its way. Carol Crutcher, thanks for the joke of the day. We'll be right back.
Oh, God.
Giving you fair warning, this is the joke of the day, please. Your small children, your old people, your plants, out of the room for just a few moments, if you don't mind. Forecast rain likely, scattered thunder showers, high 70, and then at 2 o'clock when the parade starts, the sun
You're
breaks through.
going to give him a little more time
Uncle
for the old
Ron's
people.
Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
All right, we have sort of a bonus situation this morning. These jokes come to us from Kathy Campbell. Thank you, Kathy. Your Asylum T-shirt is on its way.
Well, the women send in the...
We got 2 for you this morning. We don't have a rim shot. Where the hell's our rim shot?
Someone stole our rim shot?
This is terrible. Okay, can you kill a minute here?
What a low thing to do.
Gee.
To steal a man's rim shot is to...
God, I think it's so important that we all live by the rule not to bother another man's rim shot.
Yes, it's violation of property and space and...
Well, it's figurative rape, Barry.
What?
Great. I
What?
hate this. All right, it's time for the joke of the day. We don't have a rim shot. Somebody at the station took my rim
Do
shot.
you want me to do one live for you?
I've got another sound effect I'm going to be forced to use.
Yeah, I could do a boom, boom, shh.
No.
So
Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a rim shot for today's joke of the day because some inconsiderate lump took it. So we're going to be forced to use this. I'm sorry.
It's okay, come on.
Well, it's
Fool's
not
Day
going to work.
88.
It's not going to sound right.
Well, what do we have?
Huh.
That's all we've got.
Doesn't really get the same
No,
effect.
all right, here's the joke. Do you guys know why cowboys are not circumcised?
Why are cowboys not circumcised?
Why?
That's so they'll have some place to keep their skull when they're eating. It's a good joke without a rim shot.
Disgusting. Hey,
Yeah.
cheer up in there. Come
Oh,
on.
come on. I need my rim shot. No, I don't steal things out of other people's cubicle.
Sure you do.
Here's our bonus. Here's our...
I've seen you.
I put it back.
We have pictures.
I put it back.
Okay.
All right, here's our second joke. Bonus from Kathy Campbell. Thank you, Campy. Candy. Here we go.
Good thing you don't talk for a living.
Why? Do either of you gentlemen know why they don't have driver's education and sex education on the same day in Mexico?
Why do they not have driver's education and sex education on the same day in Mexico?
It's too hard on the donkey. That zipper doesn't work. Damn. Please.
It takes a few minutes for the old people.
For the love of God, get them out of here now.
For humanity's sake.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
All right, that's true. Oh.
I'm surprised you can still feel that.
Today's joke of the day, we are happy to say, is being brought to you by White Mountain Cooler. Some people get it, some people don't.
White Mountain Cooler.
Resent the implications of that, Roebuck. You news goon. All right.
Get your hands off that.
Yes, and I can still feel that. It's an
Won't
organ.
be long now.
Okay, gentlemen. This joke, by the way, was sent in to us by Paula Foster. Paula, thank you very much. It says in P.S., Uncle Ron, you can use this joke for an Asylum shirt. That's true, Paula. You will get an Asylum shirt for the joke.
Mm-hmm.
But please, don't use my name in the same sentence as Asylum organ. Paula,
Do it.
He's wearing the finish off of it.
Paula Foster, that Asylum organ is yours any place. Get out of here. I'm kidding. Do you know how to play organ, Paula? If so, call us and we'll get the organ over there.
You are a little
to
out
your
of
house.
line at this
We'll do
point.
we'll do the live organ at your house. Here we go. There's a guy in the ocean. He's on a life raft. He was on a ship. The ship sinks. He's on a life raft with a dog and a pig. So he's paddling on the raft. Paddles to a nearby deserted desert island with the dog and pig.
A deserted desert island.
Weeks and weeks and weeks pass, and the guy is alone on the island with a dog and a pig.
No.
Naturally, he starts to get a little horny. Jeff,
Hey.
he starts to get a little horny, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts looking strangely at the pig.
With love in his eyes.
One day, he picks the pig up and starts heading off into the jungle. The dog, out of nowhere, runs up, barking hysterically, ferociously at the man. So he drops the pig and sits down and The feeling passes for a while. A couple of weeks later, he starts getting horny again and looks around. The dog is nowhere in sight. So he picks the pig up and starts heading into the jungle, and then out of nowhere, ferociously, the dog is snapping at his heels, barking, foaming at the mouth, so he's forced to leave the pig alone again. Couple of weeks later, he's sitting there leaning up against a palm tree, looking out to sea, and he sees a little speck out there, and it gets closer and closer, and it's a raft. And there's a lady on it, unconscious. The raft floats up to shore. He pulls her in, and she comes around and is so grateful for being saved that she tells the man she will do anything he wants. And he says, yeah, how about taking that dog for a walk? Paula Foster, you're under arrest for that.
He was delirious at that point.
Oh, boy. Hold it. I've got a better one.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Is it possible?
It is possible. Now stop me if you've heard this one.
Brace yourself.
Did you see the sign on the brothel door?
I've heard it.
Use.
I haven't.
Well, all right. The
Sign on a brothel door said closed for lunch, beat it. One more, please.
A cry from the
I've got
huddled
a million
masses.
of them.
Stop him before he jokes again.
No. Here we go. One more. This will be it, and then I'll play a record. I promise you.
Give the people what they want.
3 Indians. Remember a couple of
not
weeks
it.
ago, it was taking Indian to lunch week?
Indian summer, yeah.
Indian winter?
Winter.
Something.
3 Indians sitting in a bar talking. First Indian says to his friends, me can tie 1 knot in my dingham.
Dingham.
Second Indian
That's
says,
Cherokee.
second Indian,
I am too.
how's your dingham? Second Indian says, me can tie 2 knots in my dingham. The
Dingham.
Third Indian looks at his 2 friends and says, why? I love that joke.
You calling me right now?
Apparently, Traffic McGill has spent. Now, what was that phone bill for? About $8,000. The Diamond
It
John.
was for over
And
$200.
Diamond John's an older guy, and his heart's not in great shape. He almost died. He gets the phone bill, $8,000. Guess what? 976
A
Gab.
lot of time on the Gab line.
Yeah. Hi, I do the traffic.
Uncle Ron, I was not the one that made those calls.
I'm a
and
radio
Mr. Oddie knows
personality.
that.
I am a
What's
radio-
your name?
So anyway, now Mr. Odding, as a result, has the phone system at the station fixed. We can't dial out of Jeffersonville. We cannot make a long-distance call. So a lot of the birthday calls I can't make because of young Traffic McGill's.
I'm calling from the station right now, as a matter of fact.
Baby, what do you look like? Your parents gone? Can I come over? Let's have a pillow fight. Okay, here we go. Joke of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Move your old people, your plants, your young children away from the radio.
Alert! Close out alert! Warning! Warning!
You have been warned.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
That's right. We say that, folks, so that those of you who are offended by this broadcast will turn it the hell off. Jeez. We had a lady, this is real, lady 2 weeks ago writes a letter to Mr. Odding. They're filthy and the joke and these guys. Okay. That's like 2 weeks ago. And Friday before I left, Leela comes in, look, another one. The same lady. She's still listening every day to...
Every morning she listens.
And she writes a letter. That was terrible. You know, ma'am, there's a dial on the radio. You know, and you put your hand on that and turn it.
It's like when Lennon made the remark about the Beatles being bigger than Christ.
Diarrhea for brains.
They were buying Beatles records just so they could burn.
So they could burn them, yeah. It's time, after we find what we just did, fondle the Asylum organ.
No, you just did.
Gentleman walks into a bar and sees the most beautiful woman he has ever seen in his life. Beautiful face, voluptuous body, everything a man could want.
Uncle Ron?
Yes, sir.
Did she have supple, pouting lips?
Oh, my God, yes, of course. He goes up to her and says, hi, can I buy you a drink? No, thank you, she says. Oh, I should say, too, this joke was sent in by who?
No, thanks for slowing down the joke.
Just blew the mood.
Right in the middle.
This is from Cynthiana. Or no, from Kathy, I'm sorry. Kathy, I won't use your last name because I don't want weirdos calling you up. Here we go. I'll save that privilege for myself.
There'll only be one weirdo calling you up.
No, thank you, she says. Oh, come on, the man says. Just one drink. The lady turns to him and in a firm tone says, no, I don't think so. The man says, why? And she says, well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm lesbian. Please, just leave me alone. The guy says, oh, no, you can't be. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I don't believe it. You just don't want me to buy you a drink, right? Lady says, okay, all right, I'll prove it to you. Do you see that pretty woman dancing out on the dance floor over there? Well, I would just love to go up to her, kiss her all over her soft lips, slip her the tongue, slide my hands up and down her body,
Easy.
grab her boobs,
Okay.
Easy, slow down.
take her home, and do it to her all night long. The guy jumps up and says, oh my God, I think I'm lesbian. All right. Not the greatest joke of the day we've ever had, I admit that, but Kathy, you'll get your Asylum shirt for that one. Thank you for the joke, folks at home. If you have a joke, if you send it to us and we use it, we'll get you an Asylum shirt for your trouble. And
Oh, God.
I heard a better one. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is.
I got to do this one. Where's this? What's this? Oh, guy's name is Lawrence Lewis. Lawrence, great joke. Two prostitutes standing on a street corner. One looks at the other and says, you know, I think I've been in this business too long. And her friend says, well, why do you say that? She goes, well, I can smell man-thing in the air. Her friend says, no, I just burped.
Woo, man, you're going to get in trouble.
That's, well, you know the address, ma'am. Just go ahead and send it in, will you? Move your old people, your kids, your plants out of the room for a few moments, please.
Warning!
War guy.
We have to do this out of a warped, misplaced sense of something. I don't know.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Yeah, that's right. It's time. It's time. It's time. Ooh,
wow.
God,
Take it easy. That's not paid for.
Are you blind yet?
that's a big boy. Here we go. This came to us from Colonel Jack and the Windy Hill Thoroughbreds in Simpsonville, Kentucky. Today's joke of the day, and that, of course, gets them the much sought-after Asylum shirt. If you have a joke you think would qualify here, send it to us. If we use it, we'll get you a shirt. Oh, let's see here. But question, gentlemen,
Yes.
why are cowgirls bow-legged?
Cowgirls bow-legged.
Why are Cowler...
We don't know.
Why are cowgirls bow-legged? That's because cowboys always eat with their hats on. First Willie and then this. What is going on in this broadcast?
Oh, my
God.
On Wednesday, Flora Hill was...
Oh, my.
It's time.
Warning!
Move your old people, your plants, your kids out of the room, please. For God's sake.
House out alert!
Give him a few minutes for the old people.
For the love of God, get them out of the room now.
Please.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Well, here's the portion of the broadcast that so many women here in the Quad State area enjoy. Oh, ooh.
Who told you that?
They love to watch a guy stroke the old Asylum organ here this morning. Yes, sir.
Let me just remind everyone, today's joke of the day is brought to you by White Mountain Cooler. Some people get it, some people don't.
We do.
Oh, gee.
Hopefully you will. God, I hate watching that.
Joke. Well, then turn your head. You know, Rick Miller sent this to us. Rick.
Go
I
ahead.
got a weird doctor. He puts his hand on your wallet and says, cuff. Okay, come on. Can I do the joke here, please?
He grabbed my knee, told me to turn my head, and hit me in the crotch with a hammer.
With a hammer. Rick Miller sent this to us. Rick, an Asylum shirt is on its way to you. And you folks at home, if you want to mail us a joke, if we use it on the air, you'll get an Asylum shirt absolutely free. Here we go.
Good delivery.
Joke of the day. A pretty, voluptuous college lady is leading a very active sex life, despite a mild heart condition that flares up from time to time. One evening, this young lady brings home her latest infatuation, home to dinner. Her father is oblivious to his daughter's past sexual escapades.
Oblivious.
But, suspecting that she might be getting serious with this young man, the father takes it upon himself to say a few words to the guy. Concerned, of course, that his daughter was perhaps hiding her heart condition from this guy, the father approaches him during a lull in the evening and says, I think there's something you should know about my daughter, the father said. The boy's face turns fearful. And the father says, she has acute angina.
Oh.
And the boy says, yeah, I know. She got great boobs, too. True story.
Oh, no. Warning.
It's time.
Alert. Gross out alert.
Move your kids, your old people, your plants. Put them in a garage for just a moment, please.
This is so sad.
Oh, shut up.
Uncle Ron's last joke of the
This
day.
is not my last.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Today's
Right.
joke of the day is being brought to you by White Mountain Coolers. Some people get it, some don't.
This is the portion of our broadcast that most of the women in the Quad State area seem to enjoy.
Oh, my God.
Something about a guy fondling an organ that
This is his last fondle.
I know.
The last time you'll have that old organ.
women love it when you fondle your organ. I know that from experience. In fact, I'm going to, oh, geez.
Yeah, look at his eyes
more
roll back
time.
in his head like that.
That second one was for you, ladies. Here we go.
What a stud.
I've heard that before. Okay, here we go. Joke of the day. This one was sent in by Chuck Short. That's the joke of the day right there. No. Come on. It's from Chuck Short, who lives in New Albany. Chuck, we have an Asylum shirt for you.
No, Uncle Ron. That's Albany.
Albany.
Okay.
Albany? Oh, okay.
George, a guy named George, took his girlfriend to bed for the very first time.
Oh.
He was working away very hard, trying to make all the right moves, do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
And the lady is just not responding at all.
We've been there.
Finally, in exasperation, George sits up and asks her, "What's the matter, sweetheart?" And she says, "Well, it's your organ. I don't think it's big enough."
Bummer.
To which George replied, "Well, I didn't think I'd be playing in a cathedral either."
Oh, God.
Warning. Gross out alert.
Yeah.
Gross out alert.
Yeah.
Warning.
We're here.
Gross out alert.
Move your out of the room.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience.
He's trying.
Parental discretion is advised.
He's delirious. He can't read this.
Well,
I can read
let him
this.
try.
I can read it.
He's
And you just
trying.
All
hold
right.
it over my face.
All right, here.
We owe him that.
The wrong end, Bear. I can't see a thing. Hold it up
just-
here.
Well, I can't
Yeah,
tell
well, I'm
one
up
hole
here.
from
I'm
the
up
net.
here.
The hole up at the top.
There it is.
Okay.
There's this. Move the paper, Bear. I can't see.
Well, what? I can't.
Wait. If you
God,
can't do it. If
I'm
you
losing my mind here.
Oh, God. He can still do that.
Don't tell anybody how he
Thank
did
you,
that.
Bear.
That was kind of disgusting.
There's this doctor in a hospital, and he's something of an amateur. Oh, hold the letter up, Bear. I have to read
What?
who sent this in to us.
Okay, who sent it in?
Steve Miller. Gee.
Are you kidding?
Must be. He's from Shively.
Oh, not the same one.
Thought he lived in California.
Yeah.
There's a doctor in a hospital, and he's something of an amateur magician. Move the letter up, Bear. That's all I
Well,
can say. He likes to entertain sick people by doing magic tricks. Want to see me turn myself? Move the letter up to him. Into a tree? He said. Boom, he's a tree. Want to see me turn myself? I can't read anymore,
Well,
Bear. But myself into an elephant.
Get on with it, please.
Boom, he's an elephant. Well, the people at the hospital are pretty sick of this guy. He's incredibly boring, and they don't feel good anyway, so they decide to get rid of him. "Hey, Doc," one of them says, "can you turn yourself into an apple?" Put the letter up here, right?
Okay, an apple.
Boom, he's an apple. So they grab him, drop him in a can, and screw the lid on. Great. But wait. Move the letter, Bear, that's all. What if he figures out how to unturn himself from an apple and gets out? this guy's going to be mad.
Uh-oh.
So they all get together and devise a plan. They will weigh the jar every day, and that way they will know if the doctor has turned himself back from an apple and if he's gotten out of the can.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So they all lived happily ever after.
Can you please get on with this?
Move it up there.
Okay.
The moral of the story is, a weigh a day keeps the doctor an apple.
Did he read that right, or is it just stupid? Let me see that.
He read it right.
I read it.
A
I think
way
that was
a
it.
day
Word.
keeps the doctor.
I tell you, the delivery was bad, though. Let's be
He
honest.
read it. Well, oh, God. Yeah, the joke bombed. This is great.
Play some Ream.
I hope the boss isn't listening.
It's
R-E-M,
R-E-M,
okay?
Oh, it's
R-E-M. There's a period after each one.
They're not called
God.
Get down.
Warning. Close out.
Remove your old people, your
Duck.
plants, your kids. Get them out of the room, put them in a garage or something. Just for like 2-3 minutes here, please.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Today's joke of the day is being brought to you by White Mountain Coolers. Some people get it, some don't.
That's right. And now my favorite part of the show.
Calm down. Easy, Ron.
Eyes just roll back in his head.
Oh, it's been a long weekend. Whew. A long, lonely weekend. I'm kidding.
God, you know, I pray that one day you do get a taker.
Why is that?
Well, I know you get a little bit tired of doing that yourself every day. You just get to go higher than $5.
Gotta whip this thing into submission. Here's our joke of the day.
Don't break it.
This is an anonymous joke of the day. This was given to us yesterday. Barry and I were at Bluegrass Hyundai with a can, and some weirdo walked up and here's a joke. So I took it. He's not getting his shirt either, because he didn't give us an address or anything. I don't think he even knows what a shirt is, actually.
Well, he bothered to write it down, though, in crayon.
Here we go. No, I wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
Why, gentlemen, why do Scotsmen wear kilts?
Why do Scotsmen wear kilts?
Why?
Because most sheep are terrified by the sound of a zipper. Oh, God.
Get down.
Warning.
Take cover, please.
Duck.
Alert. Close out.
You have a weak stomach, squeamish.
Yuck.
Please, leave the room.
Warning.
Flip the dial for a few minutes. Go on down to that teen station, then come on back when you've had enough of that crap.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature
Let's
adult
dance.
audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Let's not say we did. Oh, God.
It's time for the joke of the day.
That's my...
Sorry.
And today's joke of the day is being brought to you by White Mountain Coolers. Some people get it, some don't.
You're working at the wrong station.
It's just a quick impression. It's 7:21.
That's my favorite part of the day. Ooh.
Easy.
We have a bonus situation for you this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We had Barry and myself Sunday. We're at Bluegrass Hyundai on Shelbyville Road with a can. We had a lot of folks who came out. Some guy brought us a big page of jokes. I've sifted through these things over the weekend, and out of 50 jokes,
It is a
there's
big-
3 on here we can use. We'll use the rest at the islands Thursday night.
There you go.
Anyway, we have a triple joke of the day situation this morning. Rapid fire jokes, we call these in radio.
Super. Boom, boom, boom.
Here we
Just
go.
like that.
First joke. Did you guys hear that IBM is coming out with a new presidential version selective typewriter?
No.
This model will have no memory and no colon. Joke number 2.
Oh, God. Does that ever hurt?
Yes, but
It's worth.
it's a good pain.
It hurts so
It's a
good.
good hurt.
In the words
Okay.
of the immortal John.
You guys know what makes a bull sweat?
A bull's sweat.
What makes a bull sweat?
Don't know.
A tight jersey. Okay, I'll scratch that one off the list.
I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't
get it either.
This is great. Did you guys hear that the Pope performed a miracle yesterday?
No.
Tell us.
He turned an anorexic woman with a yeast infection into a quarter pounder with cheese.
Rude.
God,
That is rude.
save me from these jokes jokes of the day.
I'd like to apologize at this time to all anorexic women with yeast infections in the city.
And all quarter pounders with cheese. Okay, one more. This is not on the bonus joke. This is somebody just called me in, or called with this one in here. Real quick. What do you get when you cross Ronald Reagan with James Dean?
I don't know.
A rebel without a clue. Take cover, please. If you're easily offended, get the hell out of here.
Warning. Gross out alert. Gross out alert.
Move your old people, your plants, your kids into the garage for a few moments here.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience.
That's right.
Parental discretion is advised.
Today's joke of the day is being brought to you by White Mountain Cooler. Some people get it, some don't.
We certainly hope you do.
This is a grown-up broadcast. If you have kids, please don't let them listen to us. Send them like 2-3 clicks down to the right. That's where the kids go. Anyway, let's get down to it here. Joke of the day. Joke of the day.
We don't cater to easy. Ecstasy, eyes roll back in his head.
God, that feels good.
Easy, big boy.
Here we go.
Don't ever call him big boy
You
again.
talking to me or the organ here, eh?
Oh, I'm pushing for a raise.
Yeah. Pushing for a raise.
Well
Okay.
played.
Here we go. Joke of the day.
Here we go.
Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
there's a guy standing on the corner scratching his butt. Scratches his butt for a few minutes and takes his finger and sticks it up his nose. Do either of you guys know what that is?
I know him.
No.
What is that?
That's a moron doing crack. I've seen him too. I know the guy. I know that guy.
Yeah, I went to high school with him.
Anyway.
Derby time is just around the corner.
Oh, no.
Take cover. This time I mean it.
Duck.
Move your old people, your plants, your kids out of the room. Put them in the garage for a minute, please.
Hit the dirt.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
We have today we have sort of a dual joke situation we're dealing with.
And
Thanks.
today's dual joke of the day is being brought to you by White Mountain Cooler. Some people get it, some don't.
These jokes were sent to us from Christina in Louisville. We won't use your last name, Christina. Your Asylum shirt is waiting for you. Okay.
Uncle Ron?
Yes, sir.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, my goodness.
Never.
How could
Never
you forget that?
That's my favorite part of this show.
You were remiss in your organ
It's your
duties.
favorite part of life.
You know, well, okay, some of us are lonely, okay?
All right,
Make a
okay,
big
all right.
deal out of it or what?
I'm sorry, I didn't
Boy,
realize.
young news stud. He's got to rub everybody's nose in it.
Don't get him started again.
These jokes from Christina,
So defensive.
it's kind of symbolic because her jokes deal with.
Oh, my goodness.
So you know what I'm talking about here, hopefully. If you don't, it doesn't matter. There were
Quite simply.
So Barry just told you, some people get it, some don't. There were two women apparently sitting in a XXX theater watching a XXX movie. One of the ladies suddenly reaches over and taps her friend on the shoulder and says, "Lisa, this guy sitting next to me is abusing himself." Her friend says, "Well, just ignore him and he'll stop doing it." And Lisa says, "I can't ignore him. He's using my hand."
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience. Parental discretion is advised.
Oh, God.
Okay, one more.
I saw that in Diner.
Here's our second
Popcorn box.
joke on this double joke day here at the Asylum.
Oh, God.
Take it easy.
Love that.
God, that's got to, you're going to bruise it.
Won't be the first time, huh? Get out of here.
Gonna get a blister on it.
Oh,
Please, now people
right,
are
well,
eating
I'm sorry,
breakfast
okay?
here. You are, God.
open source.
A preacher walks into the restroom at church. He sees two young boys abusing themselves. Why is it, Christina, you sent us two self-abuse jokes here this morning? I don't understand this. Women love it when you...
Oh, my God.
Not according to Lenny Bruce.
They love that stuff. Here we go. Preacher walks into the restroom at church. He sees two young boys abusing themselves and says, "Boys, if you keep doing that, you're going to go blind." Two boys look at each other, smile, and one of them says to the preacher, I guess you're right, Father. How about if we just do it till we need glasses?
Makes sense to me.
Thank you for that joke of the day, Christina. If you send us a joke and we use it on the radio, you get the much-coveted fashion statement of the night. These will be out the Asylum shirt.
Uncle Ron?
Yes, sir.
How many fingers am I holding up?
None. What are you
Oh, my God, he needs glasses.
Yeah, you're on the verge of blindness.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to tell jokes on a day like this, but
Oh,
we
God.
are paid professionals. We'll go ahead and do it anyway. Get out of the room. If you can't stand the heat, get the hell out of here.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature adult audience.
That's right.
Parental discretion is advised.
Will you stop making weird noises every time he says that?
I'm not making those noises.
Well, who did that? Was
It wasn't me, no.
Me?
May have been.
Oh, gee.
If it were, I'd see a doctor.
Embarrassed now.
Today's joke of the day
Check
has
an
been brought
orifice.
to you by White Mountain Coolers. Some people get it, some don't.
Uncle Ron's Asylum is intended for a mature
You just
adult
did that,
audience.
Jeff.
Parental discretion is advised.
I'm sorry, my engineer's a moron.
Donald Hardo.
Oh, take it easy.
I'm amazed you can feel
Yeah,
it.
okay, don't even comment, okay? Just keep it to yourself. Today's joke from Ken Moore, Louisville. Thank you, Ken. Your Asylum shirt is your Asylum shirt. Here we go.
It's got your name on it.
We have a triple joke situation to deal with this morning because Ken gave us 3 pages of jokes, out of which only 3 are usable.
Studio audience.
We'll keep the rest for the islands next Thursday, assuming we're invited back.
If it
Well,
dri-
assuming they pull it out of the river by then.
All right, you guys hear about the gentleman who made his fortune selling cough medicine that was made out of X-Lax?
Oh, no.
No.
Guy made a fortune selling cough medicine made out of X-Lax.
Did he?
Didn't do much for your cold, but you'd be afraid to cough. All right.
Gonna scratch that one off.
Is it me?
File it.
Am I
No, it was
slow
a
this morning?
terrible joke.
Okay.
When
Sniveling
aren't you
husband
slow,
looks
Barry?
up at his wife. Sniveling husband. And he says, "How come you never tell me when you have an orgasm?" His wife looks at him and says, "Well, because you're never here." And our last in a series of 3 this morning.
that one.
Did you guys